This is how you lose menopause belly without food restriction. I'm Alicia Jones from Alicia Jones Healthy Living, and since 2006, I've helped transform the health and lives of women over 50 through fitness and weight loss strategies. And the majority of the women coming into my programs are going through the hormone shifts of perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. And there's one symptom that they have in common, and it is menopause belly. For many, they tell me that just looking at a food item somehow just seems to expand their waistline, that their clothes are no longer fitting, especially around the waist, and they feel like a stuffed sausage getting into their pants. They just want to feel like themselves again, and many share that the solution that they were trying had a lot to do with calorie restriction and food restriction. But what if I told you that it's actually the restriction that is causing the issues, especially calorie restriction? While you need a small calorie deficit, it's not as much as you think. In fact, I created a video that shares exactly how many calories you might need to cut down by. I'll place that video at the end of this one, and it really isn't that much. But for now, I want to talk about the solution, because if calorie deficit or restricting your calories and restricting food groups isn't the way to lose weight, to lose the menopause belly, then what is? The main focus to stop menopause belly should be on macronutrients instead. You need to shift your proteins, your fats, and your carbohydrates. And yes, you need all three. It's not about eliminating one food group. It is about how you blend and shift the ratios of these nutrients. So you probably already know that menopause belly, it occurs because there is a drop in estrogen that then creates signals to shift storage of fat from your hips into your belly. But there are also a cascade of other hormone shifts that are also affected at this time. And each one of these hormone shifts could potentially shift the amount of macronutrients that you need. Let's take carbohydrates, for example. If right now you're insulin resistant or you have type 2 diabetes, maybe cutting back on carbohydrates is exactly what you need in order to balance your blood sugar and stabilize your insulin levels. But did you know that too low of carbohydrates is actually detrimental for thyroid hormones? Optimal thyroid function actually depends on carbohydrates. Here is one example that demonstrates that. My point is, you can stop menopause belly and you can start to shrink the waistline, not by focusing in on food restriction or deep calorie restriction, but instead by focusing in on your unique macronutrient profile. That is what is going on with your current health, your hormones, your activity level, and your age and stage of life that is going to shift the amount of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates that you need. If you'd like to discover exactly how your food and fitness formula is going to shift depending on your age, your hormones, and your stage of life, then join my free masterclass, the 3-phase food and fitness formula every woman over 50 needs to know in order to melt away the midlife midsection, increase your strength, and achieve your best health. It doesn't need to be hard, and you do not need to feel deprived. The link is in the description, and I hope you'll join me. Oh, and I promised you that video on how few calories you really need to restrict. That video is right here, and I hope you enjoy.